You are now listening to
the Primal Armor Podcast.
This episode is sponsored by Executive Fit LLC. They build custom deadlift platforms, custom barbell storage pieces, and make indoor and outdoor signage for your home or corporate gym. Every platform that pairs with a rack is customized to that specific rack, so everything fits nice and clean. And they ship nationwide. Each platform has a logo applied in a way that makes it impossible to peel up from wear and tear. They even make custom nameplates for your squat rack. Visit executivefitllc.com to request a quote and see what's available on their store. That's executivefitllc.com to upgrade your deadlift game today. Welcome back to episode 90 of the Primal Armor Podcast. We just covered how to properly gain weight and muscle mass in one of our most recent episodes. And I remember that was a huge deal to me and a big reason why I started getting so interested in the gym and began studying up on it more and more. Another really big and frequently asked topic that goes along with that is how often I should be working out. And this is one of the things that I've experimented with a ton over the years. In my early college years, I would be doing 2-a-days. I'd be hitting hard cardio workouts in the morning and then coming back in the afternoon for heavy lifting sessions. And then I went through a period where I lifted in the morning and did track workouts in the afternoon when I got out of class. And then in the summers, I would hit it hard in the weight room for 3+ hour sessions a day. Or when I was deep into CrossFit, I'd be sometimes hitting upwards of 4 or 5 different sessions throughout the day. Then I transitioned into my current period of life where I was working out about 2 out of every 3 days, or even every other day for my crazy work schedule at the fire station, and then trying to juggle that with being a dad. So I'm someone who has experimented with almost any and every combination that you can think of. So I can help back up some of that science and the suggestions that they have out there. The science says that you should be working out at least 30 minutes every single day of some sort of moderate activity. And you should also be aiming for about 75 minutes of vigorous activity throughout the week. Moderate's just something that's going to be getting you moving and keeping you moving, while vigorous activity is going to be something that really increases that heart rate. But these are more recommendations for cardio-based activity. For strength training, it's recommended that you hit all your major muscle groups at least twice a week. And I think that's a pretty good place to start. I like to do circuits for my accessory lifts or HIIT training to help raise the intensity of my workouts, which also helps raise my heart rate and get me into that vigorous activity from just strength training to get the best bang for my buck. But for me personally, at this point in my career, I have to be hitting a muscle group more than twice a week to be able to see or keep results. For an inexperienced or just starting out lifter, it's pretty beneficial to be hitting things twice a week and still see very good results. But as the weight starts getting heavier and muscles start getting more mature and stronger, and your body starts getting used to and plateaus on adaptations, it's going to get harder and harder to see more results. This is why I always split my workouts into an upper body and a lower body split. I've never been good at the bodybuilding type splits where people hit 1 to 2 muscle groups a day, like back and bis or chest and tris, because that's just too long of a break between sessions for me. And especially for those people who hit legs like once a week or sometimes never, I just can't do that because I'm going to be doing them every other day. But you need to be doing something every single day, even on what you call rest days. I work out typically 6 days a week, and on the 7th day, I'll still go on a long walk around town, stretch a ton, or even do some very light work, just because that keeps me doing something for that moderate activity to hit my daily and weekly goals. But you should be hitting some sort of strength training every single day and doing something to get your heart rate up as well. Muscle groups need roughly 48 hours of rest between workouts, so you can easily hit your muscle groups 2 or more times a week and still get sufficient rest. Even if you're hitting them every other day like I do, you're still getting that 48 hours of rest. If you're just starting out, that might seem like a lot and too much for your muscles to handle, and that's okay. Try hitting those muscle groups twice a week, just like the recommendations say. But this is going to give you something to aim for. Because I've been lifting very seriously now for almost 15 years. So it doesn't happen overnight. But this is something that you should want to be aiming for. Those days of multiple workouts in a day or different types of training for each workout are way behind me. It was easy enough when I was 19 and I could get 5 hours of sleep and still function 100%. But now we're years down the road and I just realized how important rest and recovery actually is. You get to a point where the harder you work and the longer you work, all you're going to see is diminishing gains. So it's not even worth the time. You don't need to be hitting multiple workouts in a day or even have 3-hour workouts to see results. You can get a great workout in about 30 minutes to an hour, and then you can really focus on form, volume, and intensity. Everybody's different because of all the different things that they've been through in their life and their different ages. They have different injuries or limitations. So you have to play with those factors and vary the amount of volume that you're doing and at what intensity. That's like what I was saying earlier. If you're just starting out, you don't need to be hitting every muscle group every other day, just like I do. Just make sure you're hitting that minimum of twice a week, and then you have something to aim for. Because as you get better, stronger, and more experienced, that's when you can start playing with your own variables, just like I did over all those years. And then you can find out what works best for you. Because that's the best part about science. It's always a big experiment, and we're always working on or trying new things to learn. Now you have a sort of a blueprint to start with. Now you can start navigating your own experiment to see what works best for you. I just want to thank you for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you back here again next week.